Thank you very much, Chairperson. And good morning, colleagues and General. I don't understand on which basis do you want General Mkhwanazi to take an oath? Because before us, we have no statement of General Mkhwanazi. We have a supplementary statement. Supplementing what? Because he must first depose to us a statement, and if there is anything to be supplemented, it should be done so. The statement we have is a statement disposed to the Commission. We have said to this legal team here, time and again, that we are not a junior committee of the Commission. There is no statement of General Mkhwanazi before us. There is a statement of General Mkhwanazi to the Commission. And therefore, in the absence of his statement to the ad hoc committee of Parliament, on which basis do you want him to take an oath? You should know, Chair, that a supplementary statement should be supplementing the original affidavit, if you wish to say so. There is no such. And therefore, General Mkhwanazi is not proper before us. And this legal team has failed us because in the deliberation, we made it very clear, if colleagues are honest with each other, we repeatedly said, we cannot use the statement of the Commission. We are not a junior of the Commission. We have nothing to do with what the Commission is doing. We are a Parliament, a committee of Parliament. Now you want to use a material that is being used and sourced by a commission established by the executive in this separate arm of the state. It is wrong, it is unconstitutional. We have to do things properly. And the proper way is, there must be an original statement to us as an ad hoc committee. And if they so wish to be a supplementary statement, let it be. I even said, it doesn't matter, Chair, in that meeting. I said, we can even say to General Mkhwanazi, the first pages of that commission statement, where the statement is directed to a commission, they can be amended to say the ad hoc committee of Parliament. And we have something that is directed to us, which will become our property, which will go into the archives of Parliament as General Mkhwanazi's statement to Parliament. In the history of this Parliament, when our children and grandchildren and children of children are going to be looking for General Mkhwanazi's statement to Parliament, they won't find it in the archives. So it's not proper before us. And the legal team is to be blamed, not himself. Thanks.
Thank you, Honourable Chair, and in response to Honourable Malema. There is, with respect, a statement before this committee. The statement has now been sworn by General Mkhwanazi. We call it a supplementary statement because much of the factual background was covered extensively by the evidence leaders in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and that is the 3 volumes you have before you, or 3.1 and 3.2, which contains General Mkhwanazi's statement and the annexes to that statement. At the Madlanga Commission, General Mkhwanazi gave evidence under oath, although his statement was not declared under oath. Judge Madlanga administered the oath, and he gave his evidence under oath. And it would therefore be quite surprising that his evidence before us today would differ materially from the evidence that he has already given before the Madlanga Commission. I acknowledge what Honourable Malema is saying about us not playing second fiddle to the Commission, as it were. But the fact of the matter is this. After Parliament decided to appoint this ad hoc committee and the appointment of ourselves was finalized, the Madlanga Commission had also been proclaimed by the President, and their evidence leaders got hold of Mkhwanazi first, and they started to take a statement from him, which they did, I think, General Mkhwanazi, over a period of some 2 weeks. You will recall, Honorable Chair, that I engaged with the evidence leaders for the Madlanga Commission. You engaged with the chairperson, Justice Madlanga, in relation to when General Mkhwanazi could become available to us. Given your terms of reference, you will recall this committee insisted that this hearing can only commence by us calling General Mkhwanazi first. So for a period of some 3 weeks or more, we were constrained or prevented from engaging with General Mkhwanazi to take a statement from him because he was unavailable. He explained his unavailability to you, Honorable Chair, and to the committee, and asked to be excused. As soon as he concluded his evidence before the Madlanga Commission, he indicated to us that he was now available to be consulted, and which we've done. Our consultation covers the evidence and the statement that he gave at the Madlanga Commission. We've attempted in this supplementary statement to avoid a repetition. Much of what General Mkhwanazi has been heard by honorable members of this committee, by members of the public and the media. In fact, his statement was his redacted statement was also made available to the media. So that is the approach that we've adopted, Honorable Chair, to this inquiry. What honorable members, Honorable Chair, what you will find different to what was done in the Madlanga Commission is that there'll be a lot more engagement with General Mkhwanazi in relation to the issues that forms part of the terms of reference of this committee and not necessarily before the Madlanga Commission. So General Mkhwanazi has been alerted to that, and we've consulted him about it. And different versions will be put to him as opposed to what was the case at the Madlanga Commission. So it is not only appropriate but necessary that we've incorporated the Madlanga statement as part of his statement before this committee, so that the record will indeed in years to come show that incorporated as part of General Mkhwanazi's statement to this committee is also the statement that he made to the Madlanga Commission. Thank you, Chair.
No, before I take the hands, I think what the honorable member wants to know is whether the sworn statement that General Mkhwanazi made at the Madlanga Commission, does it enjoy precedence over this? Because the understanding is that it is supposed to be an annexure to the statement that he has made with yourselves.